Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Tuesday. We got 17 matchups on this MLB slate today. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. And if you guys like betting on MLB player props, you already know, go and sign up with Parlay Play. Get free entries when you guys sign up. So go ahead and sign up in the description below. Get some nice wins. And yeah, super, huge slate today, 17 matchups. Starting with a doubleheader between the Arizona Diamondbacks versus the Washington Nationals. The first game, can't find who is the favorite. All I can find is, or the over-under, all I can find is who is pitching. So pitching in game one of the doubleheader is Madison Bumgarner with an ERA of 2.25. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 2 strikeouts. Pitching for the Nationals is Josiah Gray with an ERA of 4.0. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up no runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Washington on a 2-game losing streak, coming off some bad losses against Pittsburgh. Arizona coming off a 0-5 loss against the Mets. 1-6 on the road. Personally, I don't like doing doubleheaders just because they're shorter games, and just not my thing. I don't like the doubleheader aspect. So if you were to bet on this game, I'm probably going to take the Nationals at home in game one. Not in love with it. Do what you want with this game, but if I were to pick, I would take the Nationals at home in game one. Next matchup, we have game two of the Arizona Diamondbacks versus the Washington Nationals. Arizona opening up as a road favorite at -125. Washington plus 100 with the over-under at 9. Pitching for Arizona is Merrill Kelly with an ERA of 0.0. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up no runs, had 6 strikeouts. Pitching for the Nationals is Joan Adon with an ERA of 10. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Honestly, we'll see how game one looks, but if I were to bet on this game, which I'm definitely staying away from doubleheaders, I'd lean with Arizona for game two. Adon, he's given up 10 runs in 2 games. Hasn't looked that good on the mound at all. Merrill Kelly looked really good in his last start. Hasn't given up a run. I'm going to roll with the Diamondbacks in game 2. Next matchup, we have the San Francisco Giants versus the New York Mets. The Mets opening up as home favorites at -127. The Giants plus 117 with the over-under at 6. Pitching for the Giants is Alex Cobb with an ERA of 3.60. His last start, pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 10 strikeouts. Pitching for the Mets is Tyler Megill with an ERA of 0. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up no runs, had 5 strikeouts. This is another doubleheader. These 2 pitchers were supposed to pitch yesterday. Giants coming into this on a 5-game winning streak. Mets 4-1 in their last 5. Giants 15-2 on the road, where they've been really good. Yeah, I do like Tyler Megill on the mound here, but I like the Giants plus 1.5 on the road on a 5-game winning streak. Especially in a doubleheader setting, I'm gonna take the Giants plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have game 2 of the Giants versus the Mets. The Mets opening up as home favorites at minus 130. The Giants plus 120 with the over-under at 6.5. The last pitching for the Giants is Logan Webb with an ERA of 1.29. His last start, he pitched 8 innings, gave up 1 run, had 7 strikeouts. Pitching for the Mets is Max Scherzer with an ERA of 3.27. He's 2-0. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 7 strikeouts. Yeah, another one, I'm going to take Giants plus 1.5 in both games. Staying away from doubleheaders. 2 good pitchers on the mound. I'll take Giants plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Chicago White Sox versus the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland opening up as home favorites at minus 135. The White Sox plus 125 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the White Sox is Dallas Keuchel with an ERA of 5.40. His last start, he pitched 1 inning, gave up 5 runs and had 3 strikeouts. Gave up 3 runs and had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Guardians is Shane Bieber with an ERA of 3.60. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs and had 5 strikeouts. The Whites, these two teams were supposed to play yesterday because I covered it yesterday. White Sox are 4-2 against Cleveland. Cleveland 1-4 at home. I like the White Sox plus 1.5 on the road here. Not sure. Cleveland on a 3-game losing streak here. Not sure if I trust them as the favorite. I'm going to take the White Sox plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the New York Yankees versus the Detroit Tigers. Yankees opening up as road favorites at minus 212. Detroit plus 192 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Yankees is Garrett Cole with an ERA of 5.59. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 6 strikeouts. Pitching for the Tigers is Tyler Alexander with an ERA of 5.06. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 4 strikeouts. Yankees coming off that bad Baltimore series. They looked horrible. Detroit coming off that Kansas City loss. The unders hit an 8 out of the last 9 games for the Yankees. Detroit 1-4 at home. Yankees, man, when they're big favorites, man, they honestly really do let you down. Minus 200 for Baltimore, they lost. Minus 195 against Baltimore, they lost. Minus 160 against Toronto, they lost. They really do lose when they are big favorites. And hard to trust. Garrett Cole giving up 3 runs on both of his last starts. I just don't trust the Yankees. I'm going to take the Tigers plus 1.5 at home. Next matchup, we have the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Miami Marlins. Cardinals opening up as road favorites at minus 120. Miami plus 100 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Cardinals is Adam Wainwright with an ERA of 3.48. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Pitching for the Marlins is Jesus Luzardo with an ERA of 1.80. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 12 strikeouts. St. Louis coming off that Milwaukee loss. Miami 3-1 in their last 4. Looked really good in that Phillies series. St. Louis on a 6-game winning streak against Miami. 7-1 on the road against Miami. I like the Cardinals on the road. I like Adam Wainwright on the mound. Luzardo has been good this season. Looked pretty good on the mound. Miami playing good baseball. I don't hate Miami. I trust the Cardinals more in this spot, so I'm going to take the Cardinals on the road. Next matchup, we have the Toronto Blue Jays versus the Boston Red Sox. Toronto opening up as road favorites. Boston opening up as home favorites at minus 140. Toronto plus 120 with the over-under at 9.5. Pitching for the Blue Jays is Yusei Kikuchi with an ERA of 5.40. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Pitching for the Red Sox is Nathan Eovaldi with an ERA of 4.50. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 6 strikeouts. Toronto coming off that Oakland win, Boston coming off that Minnesota loss. Toronto 4-1 against Boston. I like Toronto on the road. Not much of pretty even pitching battle. Pretty good plus money for Toronto, where Toronto's been the better head-to-head team. Yeah, I'm going to take Toronto plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers opening up as home favorites at minus 250. Pittsburgh plus 210 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Pirates is JT Brubaker with an ERA of 9.82. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 4 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Brewers is Corbin Burns with an ERA of 2.25. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 8 strikeouts. Yeah, Brewers did beat Pitt yesterday 6-1. Looked really good in that matchup. Played very well. On a 2-game winning streak for the Brewers. Pittsburgh 1-6 on the road against Milwaukee. Yeah, definitely a big pitching advantage with Corbin Burns on the mound. Brubaker has given up a lot of runs this season. I like the Brewers at home, coming off a nice win yesterday. Next matchup, we have the Tampa Bay Rays versus the Chicago Cubs. Tampa Bay opening up as road favorites at minus 115. The Cubs minus 105 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Rays is Matt Whistler with an ERA of 1.93. His last start, he pitched 2 innings. He actually hasn't pitched this season. He last pitched in 2020. Was only pitching 1 or 2 innings. His last 3 starts, though, in 2020, he didn't allow a single run. Pitching for the Cubs is Justin Steele with an ERA of 1.93. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Yeah, Tampa coming off a horrible Chicago series. I mean, they're 1-5 in their last 6. They've been playing bad. Chicago on a 2-game winning streak. They already beat the Cubs. They already beat Tampa Bay 2 days ago, 4-2 in that matchup as the underdog. Tampa Bay 1-6 on the road where they've struggled. Yeah, we don't know. Hard to trust, the pitcher for the Rays who hasn't pitched in a couple years. So definitely probably going to be a bullpen game. But I like Cubs plus 1.5 at home. Looked good yesterday. Tampa Bay struggling. Give me the Cubs plus 1.5. Next matchup, we have the Los Angeles Angels versus the Houston Astros. Astros opening up as home favorites at minus 150. LA plus 140 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Angels is Patrick Sandoval with an ERA of 0. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 6 strikeouts. Pitching for the Astros is Framber Valdez with an ERA of 0.93. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 1 run, and had 3 strikeouts. Houston looked pretty good yesterday, winning that matchup 8-3. They've been pretty dominant against LA. LA just 2-8 against Houston, 1-5 on the road against Houston. Taking the Astros at home. I just haven't seen enough from the Angels. They've struggled against Houston. Two good pitchers on the mound here. Valdez has already looked good in his starts here, and so yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Astros at home. Next matchup, we have the Minnesota Twins versus the Kansas City Royals. Minnesota opening up as road favorites at -115. Kansas City -105 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Twins is Chris Archer with an ERA of 0. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up no runs, and had 3 strikeouts. Pitching for the Royals is Carlos Hernandez with an ERA of 8.31. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 4 runs, and had 1 strikeout. Minnesota coming off an 8-3 win over Boston. Looked pretty good yesterday. Detroit coming off a Detroit win. Kansas City coming off a Detroit win. But, they're 1-5 in their last 6 where they have struggled. Minnesota 6-3 on the road. I'm going to lean with the Twins on the road here. Chris Archer looked good in his last start. Hernandez, he's given up a lot of runs. I'm going to take the Twins on the road. Next matchup, we have the Philadelphia Phillies versus the Colorado Rockies. Phillies opening up as road favorites at -130. The Rockies +120 with the over-under at 11. Pitching for the Phillies is Kyle Gibson with an ERA of 3.09. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 4 runs, and had 6 strikeouts. Pitching for the Rockies is Kyle Freeland with an ERA of 10.0. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 runs and 1 strikeout. He's given up 10 runs so far this season in his 2 starts. Colorado did win the matchup yesterday 4-1. They're playing great baseball. Philly on a 2-game losing streak. They're 1-6 in their last 7. I think things turn around today for the Phillies. Kyle Freeland, he's just given up 10 runs in 2 starts this season. Yeah, that's going to be tough. Tough to bet against the Rockies when he's given up a lot of runs like that. And Kyle Gibson's been pretty good on the mound. I'm going to take the Phillies on the road. Next matchup, we have the Baltimore Orioles versus the Oakland Athletics. Oakland opening up as home favorites at -214. Baltimore +143 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for Oakland is Cole Irvin with an ERA of 5.40. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 2 strikeouts. Oakland won yesterday's matchup 5-1. I can't find who's pitching for Baltimore. Since it is a late night game, we'll see who ends up pitching for Baltimore, whoever they decide to do. So be sure to check that if you have any interest betting on this game, which can't see any reason why anyone would want to bet on this game. Baltimore 0-9 on the road where they've struggled. 2-9 on the road against Oakland. I'm going to take Oakland at home. A lot of question marks with Baltimore. They did not look good in yesterday's game. Not in love with this game, but I will lean with the Athletics at home. Next matchup, we have the Cincinnati Reds versus the San Diego Padres. Padres opening up as home favorites at -173. Cincinnati +163 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Reds is Reaver Sanmartin with an ERA of 6.14. His last start, he pitched 2 innings, gave up 5 runs, and had 2 strikeouts. Pitching for the Padres is Joe Musgrove with an ERA of 1.42. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 6 strikeouts. Padres looked good yesterday, winning that matchup 4-1. Cincinnati on a 7-game losing streak. Padres on a 2-game winning streak. I just don't trust the Reds. Sanmartin looked bad in his last start. Padres finally starting to get things rolling. I just simply don't trust the Reds on a 7-game losing streak. Give me the Padres at home. Next matchup, we have the Texas Rangers versus the Seattle Mariners. Seattle opening up as home favorites at -150. Texas +130 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Mariners is Robbie Ray with an ERA of 4.73. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Pitching for the Rangers is John Gray with an ERA of 6.75. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 4 strikeouts. Rangers on a 3-game losing streak. Seattle 3-1 in their last 4. Looked pretty good in that Houston series. Texas on a 5-game losing streak against Seattle. 2-16 on the road against Seattle here. Yeah, I like Seattle at home. Rangers, they're struggling. They haven't been able to beat Seattle on the road. I'm going to take the Mariners at home. And then the last matchup, we have the Atlanta Braves versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers opening up as home favorites at -160. Atlanta +135 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Braves is Max Fried with an ERA of 5.73. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Pitching for the Dodgers is Walker Buehler with an ERA of 3.37. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Atlanta on a 2-game losing streak. Lost yesterday's matchup 7-4. Dodgers on a 7-game win streak. They're playing great baseball here. Atlanta 1-8 on the road against the Dodgers. Dodgers 6-0 at home. I'm taking the Dodgers again at home. I do like Buehler on the mound. On a 7-game win streak, a lot of momentum. Give me the Dodgers at home. And that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Tuesday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Wednesday. Have a good one.